Hello, Ben.
Hey Denise,
It's so good to be with you today.
you as well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
know you're
great to get
busy.
everybody together.
Yeah. And
No,
I know you're so busy right now, especially I'm guessing getting ready for the fall.
absolutely. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a excited to be joining you guys on this call here, talk about the industry, talk about Carl's Place. Yeah, certainly busy. Busy is good. The industry is growing, so it's an exciting
Really is,
exciting time
isn't
to be
it?
a part of it.
Yeah.
You want to just
I
start
used
by sharing your role at Carl's Place, like for anyone who's popping on and
Sure.
who's I would love to hear myself.
Sure. Well, Ben Reid at Carl's Place, Business Development Manager. So wear a couple hats at the company. Primarily work with some of our business partners who are, helping us sell our products to a wide range of customers around the world. We work with Green Pro naturally. So there's kind of an installation side of our business partners who are focusing on, consultative kind of individual customers, helping them build out and install their SIMs, sim rooms transforming a space, but also with e-commerce partners that are just transacting products online. And then there's a healthy mix that I work on with strategic partners, be it industry product partners, launch monitors, other different components, but just explore and develop different ways for Carl's Place to just keep enhancing its presence in the golf sim industry.
Awesome. How long have you been with Carl's Place?
Coming up close to about 2 years here.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you're doing a fantastic job.
Well, I appreciate, having good partners such as Green Pro makes it very easy. So as long as I just stay out of the way, things keep running.
I heard you say that you're working with people around the world.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It's very fun. There's obviously, especially to you two, the primary customers are in the United States, but Canada is growing.
Yeah.
International parts are growing as well. There's certainly challenges. We want to make sure we can get our products there, which we can, but sometimes that
Right.
needs to make sense from shipping costs, things of that. But yeah, there's a couple parts of the world. South America seems to be kind of coming up. Parts of Asia, Southeast Asia also seem to be coming up as well. So that's an interesting and exciting trend that I think over the coming years is going to continue to grow.
How old is Carl's Place? When did it begin?
So the initial kind of foundational start of Carl's Place is about 2006. It echoes some of the classic college dorm room, college
Really?
living startup story where Carl was trying to play Mario Kart, the video game for Nintendo 64 for anyone that is familiar with his
Fantastic.
buddies, and project it onto an apartment wall. Uh, they weren't satisfied with the size of the wall. Carl went back home to East Troy, Wisconsin, figured, hey, I could put this up on a big barn wall, but barn walls don't really make the best screens. Evolved to, hey, let's see what we can do. Let's put up a big screen. And as you can naturally start to see the progression from there, more people came to him, evolved into a business, kind of moved into home, outdoor theaters, home theaters, golf impact screens to the point where we are today, where we're a golf sim business. Yeah, so it was a lot of hard work and timing and just kind of evolving the business over time.
So those moms who are saying to their kids this summer that they are doing too much screen time,
We were just
you
talking
would
about this.
you would say
Yeah,
there's potential.
a very fair question. Don't quote me on that part, but yeah, no, it turned into a really cool, unique business. And very exciting that it's here in Wisconsin. It was a fun fit for me coming from a technology background, but living in Wisconsin, being a golfer, and just kind of was such a really cool fit.
Carl's Place be celebrating 20 years next year?
Yeah, yeah. I think
Wow.
I don't know if the official founding exactly, but so yeah. But the
And
the
so how
concepts of the
many of
business
those
have been going on.
years, sorry, how many of those years are golf sim focused?
Yeah, I'd say the better part of the past decade, really, but it's been an
Oh,
evolution.
cool.
And yeah,
Well, a decade in the golf sim industry is a pioneer. You are a pioneer.
Yeah, it was just really listening to customers, and the whole industry has evolved. I mean,
Mm,
yeah, like you're getting at there, Denise. It's still the golf sim industry still feels like it's in its infancy
It
in a
does.
way. So yes, you could have gotten a golf simulator in the year 2000, absolutely. It would have looked very different. It would have cost very different as well.
Mhm.
So it's it's growing. It's bringing in a lot of new golfers. Even if it's a younger demographic, the growth of the golf industry in general, in part, has been fueled by indoor golf. So
Isn't that amazing? It's
yeah.
so fun. It's so fun. So where where is Carl? I bet you get that question all the time.
Carl is here at our headquarters, very involved with the business, the day to day. And as we continue to grow in terms of people and the range of products and complexity of the business. So mix of running the business, but what's amazing about Carl's place, and I know something that I was hoping that we could touch on is
Yeah.
a unique element to Carl's place, and really, I believe it's a reflection of Carl himself is just customer and product obsession. So Carl is still always in the weeds, in the details with product iteration, testing, development of new ideas. So that's what keeps him busy and the rest of the team busy.
Well, you said Carl and details in one sentence. And if I were to talk about Carl's place, I've mentioned this to Amanda, is that Carl's place is so predictable in a great way. Yes, you're always evolving as needed and improving, but what we love about Carl's place is that um there are so few glitches. You have such a well-oiled system in place at Carl's place. And for Green Pro Golf Simulators, we know that you're going to help us. You're going to support our customers. You're going to help us be as good as we want to be. And we have high standards. We partner with people who have high standards, and we know that Carl's Place is one of them. That's customer service, it's communication, it's the product. I mean, one of my most favorite things, small detail maybe, but that is that when we place an order, you tell us when it's going to be delivered, not when it's going to possibly ship, but when it's going to be delivered. And as the expectation manager at GreenPro, I'm telling people they place an order and they're getting anywhere from 20 to 50 boxes delivered at their doorstep. Sometimes it's, well, I estimate that it's going to be delivered within this week. But with Carl's place, I can say it's going to be delivered on that day. And the thing of it is that everything they're having delivered is expensive. And so they don't want it just sitting out on their doorstep like an Amazon package. Um, and I really appreciate Carl's place. They make doing business easy and trusting.
Appreciate you saying all that. It's nice to hear that feedback. We really try to pride ourselves on the entire experience, and that's just as an extension of talking about the obsession with product iteration, product testing, the understanding of the nuance of a golf sim room. The product's not just that we make here, but the rest of the product options that exist, be it projectors, launch monitors, turf. So we are really comprehensive with how we approach it, and that attention to detail that is fueled and driven by Carl and is distilled out to the rest of the team. It's hand in glove with how we work with business partners and customers directly. Is these are expensive products, as you mentioned, Denise. So, we want to work with the customer, work with our business partner to get it right out of the gate. That attention to detail translates into documentation, informing and helping steer the customer based on, with the options, helping with measurements, but also in the nitty-gritty operations of the business, such as the actual production process, the shipping and
Right.
fulfillment process, and we pay attention to every part of the entire experience, and that's why we can deliver on those
Yeah,
shipping dates, why we can keep our lead times to what we believe to be the industry standard with production and lead times.
definitely.
Mm.
Um, uh, how many people work at
That was my
Grace?
question.
Yeah,
And
it's
have
it's
you
it's
moved into a new building recently, or has it changed?
well, we are on the next phase of growth, so we are in the process of uh, propping it up and moving into. So it's already built, it's already established. It's an extension of our existing facility. It's a near tripling the size of our production capabilities. Yeah, so that's an
Wow.
exciting exciting new chapter here as we just continue to grow and meet the demand of the market and the range of products that we're making.
And how many people are there?
Yeah, it's around 100, a little less than
Okay.
100. Yeah.
And so with the tripling of the building, you must be adding more
Yeah,
employees, more
absolutely.
machines.
We're constantly growing. So all areas of the business are growing, and got to keep bringing talented folks on.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I
What is
am
some, go ahead.
I'm just imagining based on your description of Carl so far that like a lot of those people know each other. That like they're familiar faces and they pay attention to each other's lives. And am I making that up in my head or is that true?
No, it's true. We're located in Milton, Wisconsin, so kind of in between Madison, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and Chicago, kind of right in that area.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of community, family-based feel. People know each other. We have a cafeteria. People gather there, eat, so they can hang out. But the environment is fun.
Mm.
It is relaxed in a way. I can wear a t-shirt, totally normal and cool. If I were to wear a suit and tie, that might even be seen as weird sometimes. But no, it's a professional but very relaxed, fun environment, and
Nice.
that gives people the ability to collaborate, engage with each other, have fun, interact, and
Mm.
Get to know one another. It
exactly.
seems as though it's almost like Carl's Place is a small community, and then you you know one another, but that that mindset is shared with your customers. That like everybody you work with, whether it's us or anybody, it's you just get to know them and you solve their problems.
Yeah, it comes naturally, I think, and the fact that you're saying that is great to hear because we try to do it, but it comes naturally, as I was saying, when we're working with a business partner or a customer directly, we're working with them as if they were a family member. If I'm
Yeah.
talking to my dad or my uncle and helping them figure out what makes sense for a golf sim space in their house or wherever, we're giving them the attention and courtesy and communication that we would do as if it was a family member that we would even be going to use that golf room ourselves.
And within the when somebody is creating their own golf sim space, there's a lot to know that you really need a professional. You need somebody with experience and knowledge to help guide you.
Yeah, it's really true. I come from a golf background, consider myself to be pretty tech savvy. But there's a lot to learn. Even so for myself, who I think had a pretty good foundation to learn some of it, there's a lot of moving parts,
Yeah.
a lot of relationships to consider from a technology perspective.
Mm.
Stuff like
Crucial.
projectors and
Yeah.
distance and making sure it's not casting a shadow, how it can relate to the aspect ratio of a screen size. So these are kind of very detailed and important things that
Mm.
need to be solved for on the onset before an order is ever placed. But yeah, it can be a complicated conversation, and that's what over time, not just building the products that we make ourselves, but the relationships we have with other components, launch monitors, projectors, turf, things like that. We've built up a pretty comprehensive understanding of the whole landscape, and then leverage that information in the conversations. I think that is a unique position that Carl's Place is in. We really, when we manufacture screens, enclosures, hitting mats, things like that, and continue to evolve the product line, we're in a position that understands the the entire golf room experience, not just focusing on a launch monitor. That is an
Exactly.
important component to it. Absolutely. In fact, generally customers zero in on that first.
Yes.
It's the cool part of the purchase. It has the technology. It often they have something in mind, but we have to back into the rest of the room and make sure that that all comes together. So we're positioned in a way where we're brand agnostic with launch monitors, which means we want to help the customer get the right option based on their budget, what they're trying to achieve, and fill in the rest of the details.
The launch monitor is just the beginning of all the space around it.
Yes, yeah, that launch monitor, that's the technology piece. Lots of options out there. I think that's a major benefit to the golf sim industry going forward is there's more options out there. The technology continues to improve. It's helped with competitiveness in the market. It's probably lowered prices quite a bit over the
Yeah.
past, say, 10, 20 years. And
Even
it's just
2 years.
increased, yeah, even 2 years.
Mm.
It's just increased accessibility and a range of options for customers so they can get a more budget-friendly option all the way up to the really expensive projects.
And you have a golf sim space at Carl's.
We do. We have a
Yeah.
showroom.
Yeah.
We highlight the range of products that we make. It also serves as a testing facility for us as well with different new products, be it launch monitors, projectors, things like that. So we do have a showroom. We do entertain kind of local visits for people that we're working directly with, but it serves a lot of different purposes for us.
And then probably a place for employees to go when they're stressed.
You
They
got
can.
it. Yeah, it is. Sometimes so we're as employees, you're able to kind of rent out the space, so to speak. If you ever want to after work go,
Oh,
play a
nice.
little bit of golf. You can even invite your friends and family there to kind of enjoy
Nice.
the space on weekends. So it is popular, probably more popular in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Um, and there's we've got a bowling alley in there too, which is kind of fun. Yeah, yeah. But
That's
as
fantastic.
we continue to grow, we joke that well, we could put in another sim bay here to test out this one new product here and there. But it's a beautiful room, it's a beautiful facility, and it's nice to showcase our products in that environment.
Hmm.
We were talking about Carl's Place being a small community. Are there family members who work at Carl's Place?
Um, to my knowledge, I'm not sure on that. I don't know specifically on that one.
Okay. I was just curious if that was a possibility.
No, a lot of people know each other and have been there for a long time, so the friendships are developing pretty deeply there. But no, I
Hmm.
don't know
Are there
about specific family
are
relations.
there employees who have been there 18, 19 years?
Oh, that I don't think the evolution in those early years was a very
It was
it
pretty
was kind of
small.
it was pretty small as it ramped up. We have a lot of people here that have been around for quite some time, and have seen a lot of evolution over the business and a lot of the growth phases.
Well, that helps to create the consistency that Carl's Place is known for.
Yeah, it certainly has, and having the historical context with with products and the details of what those products meant. Denise, you've been working with us to know that we've had a couple of iterations of our core products and enclosures where that matters if we're even replacing a screen for an older version of a product. So we
So
have
true.
stuff documented out. We try to make
Right.
it easy for the customer and a business partner like you to make sure that we can capture enough details to say change or get them an updated product or a retrofitted product.
So part of the evolution that we've seen in the last few years is initially, especially in 2020, the golf sim industry was very focused on a residential. And what would you say the growth has been for commercial customers?
Yeah. I believe kind of 2020 post COVID throughout that there was a growth surge of commercial golf sim facilities. So, commercial golf sim facilities could be, a location where they have two, three, four, five golf sim bays. It could be a restaurant themed, bar, restaurant, social themed establishment that also has these on the side. So there's a mix of what those look like, but yeah, there's definitely been a growth of those locations popping up around the U.S. So individuals starting up businesses, expansion and franchising of existing and established commercial
Oh, fun.
facilities. So it's been a big mix. It's the golf sim industry has continued to grow. So all of the segments within that industry are also growing. Companies that offer the installation of a golf sim that has been growing around the country as well.
Now, one of your newer products that you've added recently is the curved screen. Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
The curved screen is awesome. It's solving a couple of the challenges that have been known and present with a curved screen. Um, it's interesting that you mentioned the commercial facility before. It's a
Right.
it is an intriguing option for a commercial facility because it could be seen as a differentiator. If you're in a market
Exactly.
that has a couple commercial facilities, this looks cool. It
Mm.
has got, it pops when you're putting up marketing material and trying to show customers and provide
It's
a
a new
reason to come there.
experience.
It's a new experience. It
Mm.
certainly adds to the immersive feel of the golf sim experience. Yeah, it's a complicated product that we took a lot of time on to solve what I was saying, some of the challenges of a curved screen. So, you know, before most curved screen options, of which there were very few, required a very complex, expensive custom build that
Yeah.
oftentimes required two, three, even more projectors. So
Yeah.
projectors are not cheap.
Right.
If you're talking $2,000 to $5,000 per projector and you need three of them, that's a pretty big budget right there. Not to mention the custom nature of building a unique room,
Yeah.
fabricating and framing that up. So we've standardized a lot of options that address those cost concerns and complexity concerns. And a lot of that was ensuring that we can focus on one projector and making sure that one projector can solve the covering the curvature of the actual screen while still providing enough depth of the curve. So the depth of the curve being kind of the center of the screen to where it
Mhm.
curves out to the sides closer to the golfer. So we found a good balance between size with options of the room and limiting it to still one projector covering it and filling in the screen properly. So we've standardized sizes and options in order to accommodate a wide range of customer applications.
It is a lot of research and development.
It's a lot of, you're right. It's a lot of math, a lot of product
Yeah.
testing and development, a lot of iteration. And that's where, I think Carl's Place stands above the rest is we're not just theorizing what makes sense and then throwing a product together. We test it and validate it, iterate it, and document it extremely thoroughly. So it makes sense to customers. It makes sense to our team that's working directly with customers, and gives them a new option.
It's
Can you
like
think
your
of
golf sim
customer?
scientists.
Oh, what's that?
It's like your golf sim scientists.
That's what That's interesting because that relates to a question I had before, not the question I was just about to ask. So now I want to
Yeah.
ask both. Um, are there curved screens out there right now that like really stick out to you as places like a listener could go visit?
Oh,
Yes.
I mean, they're out there. Off the top of my head, off the cuff, I can't think of one specifically, but they are out there. It's a growing
Yeah,
product.
for
It's
sure.
new to this calendar year, so we had
Yeah.
released it for the 2025 PGA show, and
Yeah.
had a couple partners feature that in their booths. So, um, it is growing, and come back to me in a couple months, or even
Yeah.
next year, and there will be a lot more.
Yeah, I'm
January.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll go fast. The question Denise triggered, she said the word scientist, and as you were talking earlier, I was thinking about this, and you were talking about we need to know all the products and all the pieces of the simulator experience. And I was thinking it's like an ecosystem, right? Like if If
Oh,
this part doesn't, if everyone doesn't understand how this part interplays with the whole thing, the system's not going to work. And then I kind of went off on a tangent in my head because I was thinking about the science piece of it and the technology piece of it. And I was just curious for either of you, because this industry is new to me. Is there technology being developed for golf simulators that is now useful in other fields? Like you're sort of pioneering the technology that then is getting used in other places. And that may just be like a really big question, but it popped into my head.
Yeah, I think there's probably a couple related technology tentacled benefits from the
Yeah,
development that's
that's a good
occurring. I
way of
think
describing it.
specifically within the golf sim industry, from a consumer and the golf standpoint, what it's done is it's broadened the type of usage you can get. So the technology changes and improvements have just allowed things to just widen what you could do with a golf sim. So a lot of this, so one example specifically I would mention of advances in technology with, say, launch monitors is what some people call multi-sport. So
right,
now different sports can be played in a golf sim room.
Right.
Baseball, soccer, disc golf, so kind of
Okay.
frisbee
Yeah.
disc golf.
Yeah.
So that technology has enabled more sports to come into the fold.
Yep.
I think that's a really unique thing. I think there's some geographic and
yeah,
geophysical data applications that are being used when people go out there and try to map golf courses. I think that's
Oh,
leveraging
cool.
existing technology. I think it's driving and informing different ways to use that technology within the golf sim world.
I love that. And actually thinking back, my question sort of you also answered at the beginning, right? That Carl started this from Mario and realized that like the technology he was like the pieces he was getting at to master that could then eventually be applied to golf simulation, and that was the direction he headed. So that even his story is an example of how that happens, how you set out to do something and it takes this path in other directions.
Yep, it's
That's
uh,
cool.
it's it is cool. It's a great story, and it's still a core value of listening to the customer. And the evolution of a business. If you're listening to the customer and where the demand is, and dynamically, listening to that feedback and going in that direction is an important part to the success of the business.
Mm.
and when you spoke about the multi-sport, we see commercial facilities who maybe start out very focused with golf, but after a year or two of being in the business, especially in the northern states where the summertime, all of a sudden, it's like the opposite of a Dairy Queen. The Dairy Queen closes in the wintertime where indoor golf might almost shut down in the summertime, and they're looking for other audiences to bring into their facility. And so uh, all the different sports they're opening up to uh, the soccer coach for the high school or the college or shooting sports.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's really fun to think about other sports. We come from an ultimate family, which is frisbee.
yeah,
And I'm just imagining like the angles of the throws and the direction, like the just
practice.
a lot of the same technology. It'd be so cool to practice that way.
it is fun. It broadens the audience and the usage
Yeah,
of the
Yeah,
space. If you're
yeah.
a business or you're an individual putting this into your house, not only can you get people to play golf in it, but if you're a family and you've got some younger kids, they can play different games. There's games for golf. The multi-sport brings in different options, and I know of one example specifically that's more of an arcade, and it's an inverse of that where it's actually beneficial for some of the parents to enjoy some of the indoor golf space while the rest of the arcade is enjoyed by the
Yeah.
kids. So it can work both ways.
well, I know when we do expos, a lot of times it's a guy coming into our booth and he'll say, well, I need to talk to my wife. And I always say, it's not just for golf. This is for the whole family. You can do a movie night. You can have a sleepover and have movies. You can do videos. You can do a Zoom meeting. It's multi-purpose and it's
That's fun.
golf.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. There's a lot of reasons, and a lot of ways you can sell this to a spouse, if you will.
Yeah, that's right. Is there anything that you would like to share that you would want the audience to know that about Carl's Place that we haven't talked about? Uh, what is something you would
Yeah.
want them to know?
Yeah, I think we've hit on this a little bit before, but a unique aspect that I've observed while being at Carl's Place is it's a talking point with most businesses that they are product focused, obsessed, or customer focused and customer obsessed. And it's been used so frequently in most businesses as kind of a um, just a marketing line to describe that business. It is completely true with Carl's Place. I experienced it day one when I started working there. There's a genuine passion for the
Mm.
product, and then that translates to genuine passion for the customer experience. Everybody on the team is involved and invested in understanding the product and researching it, iterating it, improving it, um, and not just turning out the next product line and getting it out there for sale. We want to do
I
it
agree.
the right way, and that really translates to quality execution operationally, production wise, customer support, sales, everything throughout the entire process at our company.
It sounds like you're a team.
Yeah.
You know,
It,
everybody is wanting the best
yep.
outcome.
It's a team environment. Everything feeds back and leans back on each other in a give take.
Mhm.
And in order for us to execute well on the front end of the business directly with customers and business partners, we need to have a good understanding and function well on the back end of the business. And we've never compromised that.
Do people send
So,
you pictures or videos or stories about their end product?
Absolutely. We love
Yeah.
seeing it. We share a lot of those images and stories here internally at the company and kind of celebrate it as a win.
Yeah.
We nerd out over the cool looking rooms and being
Yeah.
a part of that for the customer. So yes, we do receive them. We love to receive them. So keep sending them our way.
Yeah. I come from
and
a birth world, so I was imagining like when you go to the center and there's all the pictures of babies, right? It's like,
yeah,
it's just
Yes.
that like
yeah,
it's like you kind of this is what you helped create is
Yeah.
it's a cool
yeah.
feeling. Yeah.
It's very cool. And you can't help but want to show off,
Yeah.
your new golf sim room. So
Love that.
I remember when Jeremiah started talking about Carl's Place and wanting to
Hmm.
partner with Carl's Place. And I remember our experience before Carl's Place. And I know I've already said this, but the reason that Green Pro and Jeremiah specifically love Carl's Place so much is because it's high quality, it's problem solvers, it's knowledgeable. Your Carl's Place is knowledge. I mean, look at your library of information. There's nobody in the industry that meets the knowledge you have there. And yes, Jeremiah has it. He has that knowledge, but you've really got that library set up, and your marketing people who are always adding information, whether that is a video out on the golf course or within your golf sim space. But just in general, you just really are a solid company.
Hmm.
You're just solid. You're you can be counted on.
Hmm.
appreciate hearing that. It's what we aim to do, and everything that we do throughout the entire day to day of the business is to reinforce that. The the best quality products, the best service, the best fulfillment of those orders. That's kind of our North Star. And over in the long run, we believe that that's the way we continue to be successful and will always be successful going forward.
Just thought of the word integrity.
Mm. Ooh, one of my
Thank you.
favorite
Yeah.
words.
Thank you. Appreciate hearing that. It's black and white for us. We want the products to make sense. We want them to be high quality. We want them to work for the customer, and we need to communicate that effectively to the customer, and help guide them through the process. So we're consultative in nature. We're not pushing one thing or the other.
Mm.
We want them to drive the conversation and decision. We'll help them. We'll
Yeah.
steer them in, opinions that, hey, this might make sense. Let's consider this. But as both you and Amanda have said, there's a lot, it's an ecosystem, right, Amanda? There's a lot of moving parts. So, helping them navigate all of that and just delivering the right experience and product mix is ultimately what I think drives that high quality customer experience, and then helps develop that reputation and fuels more quality growth.
That kind of leads to a question that's coming up for me is so I'm fairly new to all of this, but I'm curious the difference for you working with a company like Green Pro to help a customer get their end result versus working directly with a customer versus what's that like for you to in the different people you're working with to help get a product completed, like a sim space completed?
Sure, it's similar but different. When we're working with a business partner like Green Pro, it's not your first rodeo, right? You have a degree of experience. There's the unique wrinkle of working on behalf of your customers. So, you all are communicating directly
Yeah.
with your customers, and
Mhm.
we are more or less helping you out indirectly on behalf of your customers. So, it's similar but different. And a lot of that is just because of the business relationship, so it is your customers. We work with you as a business partner, but the level of experience we look for with Green Pro and other partners is they're experts already. And it's an evolving landscape, so you have to continually learn about changes within the industry. But that's the biggest difference. Whereas a customer, you might meet them at different stages of understanding of what they're looking for.
Yeah. I like it's not your first rodeo is such a great descriptor. It's like, what I've learned about Jeremiah and Denise and the whole team here is like they understand the ecosystem. So when you're, and that's very different than just trying to put together your own space. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
cool.
There's a lot of what you said to describe Carl's place that I kept thinking to myself, yeah, that's the way we feel too. That's our
Mm,
goals too. And I think that's why we make such a good
yeah.
partnership is because um we're similar, so similar and equal in how we approach our business and the customers.
Mm.
Love hearing that.
Hmm.
That's reciprocated.
Yeah. You guys are really so cool. And I love that you're so close too.
That's right. Maybe what, a 5 hour drive, maybe something
Yeah,
like
I
that. Yeah,
think it is. Well, for Jeremiah, I mean, for us, it's just nothing, because we can drive 5 hours in Minnesota and go to a customer. So,
exactly.
yeah.
No, we
Um,
appreciate working with you all. You've been fantastic partners, one of our longest partnerships. So continue, look forward to
it's
working
so
together with you guys.
it's so interesting for me to reflect back on those days when it was just Jer and I, and he started saying, I want to work with, I want to be a distributor for them. I want to work with Carl's Place. And so I was encouraging him but not knowing you, I didn't know you. And then once we started working with you, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like heaven.
Good match.
This is a great idea, Jeremiah. We want to work with Carl's Place.
Appreciate that. Well, we want to work with companies like yours as well. It makes doing business a lot easier. We got good people that we're working with, and
I
can
think
kind of
Carl and Jeremiah are similar. They're good problem solvers. And they're always wanting to, it's just their nature to solve, to be
Yes.
looking for problem solving. And that's the customer's benefit.
Yep. It's it's a critical skill set
Yeah.
for this industry. It's
Yeah.
evolving, it's still growing, and it's still new
Yeah.
to a degree. And what I think is every customer in every room or golf space is unique. A one size fits all is kind of possible, but it also kind of isn't. So understanding and solving for the customer's need, every customer, every space is unique and different. So therefore, it requires that.
I say this almost every day. Every golf sim space has the same components and no two are the same.
Yep.
And that's why installers are so important because they can come into every space being different and solve these problems on the spot
Hmm.
of taking those components and putting it all together and customizing it for your own space
Yep.
and needs,
Yep.
wants.
Exactly. Yep. Some people really want that extra support. And that's a value that Green Pro provides there through the installation service.
Our guys are awesome.
Mhm.
And again, it's trusting, like, so in our relationship, sometimes I need to reach out to you and say, Ben, I need you to help us because we really need to do this for our customer. Sometimes you reach out to us and say, Green Pro, we've got this space and we really need you to help us with
Yep.
our customer in this space.
Yep.
And I know that I can trust you to help us, and you know that you can trust us to walk into your customer space and be a good representation for Carl's place.
Absolutely. That's well said. The experience the customer receives represents both companies, and the good partner
Yes.
and trusted partner is critical to that.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I'm glad we're partners.
Same here.
All right.
This has been great.
Yeah, I think we've
Great.
covered a lot. Um, and we will be reaching out to you when all of this launches. Um,
That sounds great.
all right.
Thank you
Um,
so much. It was good to meet you.
you as well, Amanda. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you, Ben.
Thanks for the time. Keep me posted. Love to hear
We will.
how it's getting all
It's going to be
broken
good.
down. Good
It's
deal.
going to be good. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank you.
fantastic day.
You as well. Thanks. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.